Hello everybody and welcome to Royce Airs episode 34, where we're going to be discussing astral projection and lucid dreaming today. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, I hope that you're having a great Thursday today. I am. It's a pretty decent day. We're working through it together. Today we weren't going to be joined with Mr. Poe Beasy, but if you see him, give him a call because I can't get him. So instead, today we're going to be talking about lucid dreaming and astral projection. Always remember to be passionate about being passionate. That's something that I just love saying to everybody now, because as long as you're passionate about being passionate, everything else will fuel its way into your life for you. Before we actually get into the topic of the day, as we're kind of waiting for more audience members to come on in with us and join us, today's word of the day is adherence. You heard that one before? Well, what does it mean? It means attachment or commitment to a person, cause, or a belief. So we can say that I have adherence to high etiquette. That's why you always see me wearing nice suits, and I always try my best to be on time at places, and etc., etc., etc. As you're commenting with me, as you're talking back and forth with me in the interactive broadcast that we have today on Royce Airs, try to use that word as much as possible. Is there a prize for actually using it? Maybe, if you make me laugh hard enough. There's something very important, near and dear to my heart, that I want to let you all know. That for those of you who are not on the vegan diet lifestyle right now, we vegans, we don't have anything to gain by giving you the information or anything, but the meat industry does have somewhere around $186 billion on the line each year from you. So next time you talk about propaganda being in the air, let's see who's actually got the propaganda. Speaking of which, we actually had our vegan trivia last night at the Mills 50 district, or at the district market of Mills 50, and it went very, very well. So shout out to everybody who came. I appreciate y'all for coming. It actually went so well, in fact, that we will be doing it every single week from now on there. So you can check us out, 7 p.m. sharp. Come and play some trivia with us, and also host trivia at World of Beer with the Stump Company. So that's always a lot of fun. That's every Sunday at 7 p.m. That's just if you can't get enough of me, right? Yeah. If you really want to hang out, come to the Vegan So Simple experience. That's going to be this Saturday, because Miss Tabitha Brown will be here in Orlando, and at that, to be able to give you some really good advice, give you some great recipes, and just kind of talk more about her journey. 114,000 likes on Facebook. Think she's doing pretty well. I definitely want to hear from her. And this whole vegan thing as well, it's nothing new, folks. It's something that a lot of wise men have been pushing for humanity to go for a long time. In fact, Albert Einstein said, if a man aspires towards a righteous life, the first act of abstinence is from injury to animals. So how about them apples? Eat apples, not animals. It's much better for you. Tonight, we're actually having our open mic at Vinyl Arts Bar, where it's a competition. You can win $100, so go on Facebook, go through the events page, and go and check that out as well. And speaking of awesome events, don't forget to mark your calendars for November 17th. I'm inviting you well in advance to come to our 2018 International Vegan Fashion Show that's going to be at Studio One. 60-plus vegan models, 10-plus vegan designers, one night of great, great fun. So, with that, I'm still waiting for somebody to show me where in the Bible it says to like and share, and God will bless you. No one actually sent it to me yet. I'm still looking around for that. But let's turn into the comments. I want to see you all joining us We got quite a bit of people in here. So, hello everybody. Mr. Steven, thanks for this thumbs up. If everybody else can see me and hear me well, please give a thumbs up, give a heart, give a like, give a hoo-ha, anything. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about astral projection and lucid dreaming. What is it? Let's define what it is first, because there seems to be a misconception between the two. Some people will say that they don't know the difference, that they don't feel a difference, and I get it, totally get it. From my personal experience, I feel as though I have experienced both of them. I know that I've experienced at least one of them, because don't hate me for this, for those of you who have ever done some research on the topic, but lucid dreaming can be scientifically proven. You can watch somebody's eyes enter the REM cycle and kind of trace different wavelengths and everything that's going on in the brain, see what's going on. Astral projection, however, cannot be proved scientifically. It's more of one of those things that you just kind of have to experience. Basically, a lucid dream is whenever you are aware in your dreams, whenever you are very conscious of what's going on. Astral projection is said to be the next step in that, whenever you are no longer using your body on this physical plane, but rather you are in a different plane, in a different state of consciousness, so to say. Example, I'm here talking to you all physically in my studio. Now, if I was to close my eyes and imagine a whole nother type of dreamland or something else, now, but really feel it, like if I can pinch myself there. Some people can experience that they can fly, that they can run, they can walk, that they can do a lot of different feelings. That is astral projection. You may have seen in some of Hollywood movies that they go around, they go flying, and it's kind of hit or miss. The thing about lucid dreams is that you can control what's going on. At least I have definitely been able to control what's going on. Say that, and it's usually whenever something weird is happening. Whenever, if there's just a lot of people dying in the dream, or if I'm being chased, and if I stop being chased for a moment, if I just think logically, like, why am I running away from these cops in my dream? I'm like, wait a second, I haven't done anything bad lately. Wait, this is a dream. So then I stop running, and then the cops may just like run straight through me, or they disappear, or whatever it might be, but now I'm in full control. The whole astral projection, however, if that were to happen, if you were running while in the astral state, and you say, wait a second, I'm dreaming, the cops you can't control them. They won't just disappear because you want them to. You have a lot less control while in the astral state. Mr. Leon Orange, glad to have you here with us. We're having an interactive broadcast, so make sure if you all have any comments, any questions, any concerns, if you need me to repeat anything, we can always go back, so it's perfectly fine. But yeah, one thing that I but that I like to make known for folks is whenever they're trying it, that it may not work the first or the second or the third or the fifth or the 100th or the 200th time. It may take a lot of practice, and it really depends on if your lifestyle accommodates for it. That was originally why I went vegan. I didn't know about all the other perks to being vegan, as far as the health benefits, cleaning up the environment, actually being a responsible adult with that. The animal slaughterhouses, the animals benefit from you going vegan, of course. So whenever I actually made the switch, it was just for astral projection and lucid dreaming. Now, so that was kind of me setting up my lifestyle to get that, but you also need to be very conscious of what you're actually taking in as far as media wise. There's a reason why I don't watch certain things on TV or different movies. People ask me all the time that, hey, did you see this movie? Did you catch this one? Did you see this horror film? Nope, I did not. Mainly because of the way my lifestyle is. I don't want those things entering in me, because whenever you start astral projecting, I'm going to give you my take on it. I think part of it is real, yes and no. I have a really weird relationship with it. Lucid dreaming, I've done that one many, many times, and it works well. And I've been able to have some of the most amazing dreams. Astral projection, it's been a little bit hit or miss, but whenever it has been hit, it hit hard. So hard that one time, I guess I should say it, I don't really have too many stories about it, so here's one that I guess you all get to know me just a little bit more. Oh boy. Oh, Mr. Josiah, welcome with us. Glad you're here. You came at a really good time talking about one of my astral projection moments. This was while I was working my 9 to 5 at Men's Warehouse. There were things that were changing in my life, and there were certain people that it was their time to leave my life. I was holding on to them because of that whole, it's hard to cut the bad fruit off the tree sometimes. But I guess I held on a little bit too long, because the astral projection sequence that seemed to play out, it felt way more real than a dream. I felt as though I was in a room that was about the size of this studio that I'm in right now, where there was this large entity that was like a dragon slash owl slash old man wearing a really nice tuxedo. And it was kind of awkward because he was taking up so much room in the space that it was kind of making me uncomfortable. So I'd asked him, hey, how do I leave? He says, you don't want to actually leave. You want to stay right here with me, because it's a lot nicer here than whenever you go back. And I kind of questioned him. I said, well, what do you mean that it's more comfortable in here? I said, because whenever you actually go back, you're going to be really hurt by someone. And it kind of confused me. He gave me details and said, watch out for this new person that was actually coming to work. And I hadn't actually met this person, so part of me actually, when I woke up, I laughed about it. I thought it was pretty funny. And then I get to work, and there's this new person, and then there's the person that was exiting my life temporarily at that time. They actually left. So the things that were said were validated without me actually having any type of precursor. There was nothing in the relationship that made me feel like it needed to end, but then looking back retrospectively, it made a lot of sense. So yeah, I don't have full adherence to the whole astral projection, lucid dreaming thing. Part of it, I like to think of myself as a logical person, as a scientific person, that maybe it could have just been higher intuition. However, from communicating through language, I use the words astral projection and lucid dreaming to convey in the best way that I can of what my experience actually is. So if that makes any sense, I know that was quite a bit wordy. This was kind of a last minute thing. We, our guest disappeared, but that's okay. If you all see him, let him know that he has a glass wine of water here that, yes, I guess I'm gonna have to share it with you. Miss Lisa, glad you all are here. Zimmy, welcome to our show. Very happy to have you all here. We're just talking about, Lisa, this was the topic that you actually submitted, astral projection and lucid dreaming. So really glad that you're here with us. So I wanted to hear from you all if you've ever experienced it, if you've ever tried. What do you know about it? Let's just have a very open discussion about it. It does seem to correlate and work more with me whenever I set the intention on actually doing it and whenever I'm setting my lifestyle up for it. So now I try to listen to a lot more calming music, things that will help me get to sleep, things that have a positive message. I don't want it to send me down a, wrong way or bad way. So I just want to know, if you've ever experienced anything like that as well. Also, low-key want to kind of talk about the fashion show as well, too, because I'm really excited about that. I had a very lucid dream recently about our 2018 International Vegan Fashion Show, and there were hundreds of people in the dream. I was up on stage. It felt very, very real. It did not feel as real as some of the astral projection sequences that I went through. So that's kind of how I determine whether or not I'm lucid dreaming or astral projecting. Another big key difference between the two is that whenever I am astral projecting, I can really, really feel everything. Whenever I say everything, I mean everything, from the taste of food to if there's wind in the dream sequence. Like, I really feel the wind as if it is my physical body. Some people have mentioned that they have had other people's bodies while in these sequences, or that they turn into different animals. That's never happened to me. I've always stayed as Royce. I would like to maybe try being someone else in there for a while. That'd be really cool. A really recent lucid dream that I had was with Mr. Barack Obama. I've actually had several with him, and I wake up really happy after. So the first dream I ever had about Barack Obama, very, very lucid dream. That one almost was to that whole astral projection level. We were in his hotel. He was changing his shirt. He was taking off his shoes, changing his socks, and I looked over at his toes, and they looked pretty ugly. So that was really different for what, I was expecting. Also, he gave me some advice about life. I don't remember what the advice actually was. I completely forgot what it was, but it was fun talking to him anyways. So whenever I woke up, I just felt really refreshed, ready to go, try to make something of myself. I was like, you know what? It seems like one day I get to meet him. Fast forward a few months later, I have a dream that I am locked out of one of my venues where I'm about to have a big show. There's a whole bunch of police people guarding off the area. Find out that they're not actually policemen, that they are Secret Service agents, because Sasha Obama is at my show. But they're not letting me in. They said, sorry, there's no one else that can come in here. I'm like, you do realize that I'm the MC, so you have to let me in. But they didn't. So I went out in my car and I guess I was mad. I was either going to scream or cry or get mad. But then I look over and Sasha Obama is sitting next to me, and then we just kind of laugh it up. We talk, and she tells me about how annoying the Secret Service can be sometimes. So that was pretty interesting. Fast forward a few months later, there was another dream where it was we were at a field trip at the White House, and I was telling Obama, the Obamas, Michelle and Barack, about the dreams that I actually had of them. So this is where it kind of gets like dream inception. I was telling them about my dreams inside the dream. They thought it was cool. They thought it was interesting. So they told me to invite some friends over to be able to, we all have dinner with them. And so we did. And it was weird because it rewinded back to my 5th grade year. All my 5th grade class was the ones who came and had dinner at the Obamas. And I addressed them the whole time as Mr. Obama, Mrs. Obama, Mr. Obama, etc. Until, I guess, They wanted me to retell the dream while we were all at the dinner table. And I said, oh yeah, so I was with Brock and blah, 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 blah. And he went from having that smile to just being really angry. And I said, oh no, did I mess up? What happened? And he was disgusted with me. So he ends up excusing himself from the table. I felt really bad. I try to go and find where he is. Fast forward in the dream, there's this big like underground layer of the White House that had all this weird mountainous region. It was really weird. It looked like a video game. But we had to take a monorail to this other thing. Long story short, we ended up getting stuck in the White House and Obama did not forgive me. Haven't had another dream about him since. But yeah, lucid dreams, astral projection, they can all be very interesting. Miss Lisa says, where did you learn how to do AP and lucid dreaming? How often do you do it? What do you do to prepare to dream? Excellent questions. Excellent questions. Whenever I tell people not to worry about that it feels like it takes too long for them, that they've been practicing and practicing and practicing and they're just not getting any results, I have actually been doing this since I was 3 and 4 years old. I just didn't actually know the name for it. I didn't know that there was a name or a science or anything that was attached to it. I thought it was just me having fun in my dreams, creating a character for myself, creating the layout with what I wanted. So always, whenever I was super, super young, I remember the first ones, I would paint like a big castle that was on a floating cloud that was attached to a rainbow, and I had all my ponies. Yeah, it was really weird. I was a pretty interesting kid. But yeah, it started from there and it continued, and I would always dream with intention. I would always want to picture myself dreaming, and I would set the dream up. So later, whenever actually, it wasn't until I did a binaural beat, and there's this one app that was on the, what was that phone called? It was called the Samsung Instinct. It was before the Android iPhone touchscreens came along. It was like one of the first touchscreens, and they had an app on there that you could download, and it had different frequencies that would play, and there was one that was called the LSD frequency. So I tried that one, and it really got things very trippy for me. I'd never experienced anything like that again, but it definitely opened my mind to wanting to do it again. And that was about 4 years ago. So whenever I did that, that's whenever I actually started researching and looking up different things, how to bring it upon myself. And then very shortly after, I went vegan for a week before my roommates at that time said that, bro, you're going to kill yourself being a vegan. What you doing that for? So yeah, kind of got scared away from doing it. Learned later that was BS. So, yes. Mr. Doug, glad to have you here with us, my good man. Right now we're talking about astral projection, lucid dreaming, and I'm actually going to take a sip of this water. Doug, you were supposed to come into the studio with me today. What happened? Just kidding, Doug. You're good, man. Just glad you're here watching. But yeah, Lisa, so the things that I do now to prepare for my dreams is almost like fasting right before bed. Not necessarily fasting right before bed, but I try not to eat anything before bed, because kind of like similar having a bad dream, you know, you can have a bad astral trip or lucid dream. So I just try to make sure that my body is settled, prepared. I may meditate just for about 10 minutes beforehand, so that way it's already even more relaxed, so I can get my body asleep as quickly as possible to enter that sleep paralysis state. Whenever you enter sleep paralysis, a lot of people get scared about that. They feel as though they're about to have a heart attack. Some feels like they're dying. It can invoke a minor ego death. I was doing it last night, and it brought upon a huge ego death, which, yeah, I really thought that I died. It was weird. I didn't just think I died. I had thought that uh, I felt very connected to everything, so it was great. I said, oh, as long as the world is here, the earth is still here, okay, I'm part of the earth right now. I'm kind of like a hair follicle on it, so it's okay. I haven't fallen off yet. Yeah, that was a really... What happens is I'll keep my eyes closed, and some people will see different frequencies, different light patterns or colors, whatever it is, whenever they have their eyes closed. I've heard some people say that they don't see anything at all, that if they close their eyes, that it's just black. I envy those people, and even though they say that they would like to have the fun different trips that I have while lucid dreaming, astral projection, etc., I would prefer for maybe a day or two, then I'll get my regular vision back, to just see nothing if I close my eyes, if it's black. Because what happens when I open my eyes, I still see all of these different light patterns. So whenever people talk about how beautiful the sky is, and how, you know, maybe say you're outside, there's not a cloud in the sky, it's just the sun, blue. I see in that blue just lots of, I guess, little dots everywhere that are bouncing and playing off each other. I can't actually focus on just one, and it's not an eye floater. It's not an eye floater. I know what an eye floater is. I can see those, but these are just everywhere, and they usually do play off the light. So, you know, I would like to just experience the other side one time. Mr. Doug, your secretary messed up your schedule. It's time to fire her. Or him, whoever. How long do I meditate before bed? Normally for about 10 minutes. Usually whenever I lay in bed. Sometimes it happens very quickly. It depends. It depends how quickly it'll happen. If I'm about to go to sleep for the first time, say I've been awake all day, and now I'm ready to try this thing, sometimes it might take about an hour. Usually at those times it doesn't work. My best method has been, at one point in my life, I would set an alarm at 4 o'clock in the morning whenever I would go to sleep about 10 or 10:30. So I've now gotten 5.5 hours or 6 hours of sleep. So my body still wants a little bit more sleep, but it's gotten enough to where I would be okay waking up at that time and not be like super angry or mad. So I'll set the alarm, I'll quickly shut it off and lay back down, and I won't move a muscle. I'll try to let my body know that it's okay to go back to sleep, but and it'll go back to sleep much quicker. I'll keep my mind awake and just let it keep spinning and spinning. I'll try to imagine a different world, and through the imagination of that world, it'll start to correlate with different things in my subconscious, or even I guess in my conscious really, that will kind of direct almost an ego death, but it'll at least get the whole lucid dream state started for me. But with that whole waking up sequence, it is easier for me to have like the astral project feelings from there. Have you ever tried it, Lisa, as far as astral projection, lucid dreaming? Really curious. Oh, sorry, for fasting before bed. Yes, usually it varies. Sometimes as early as 4 p.m. I'll go like, yeah, I'm done. I'll drink water still, but that's usually about it. The latest, maybe about, if I'm going to go to sleep at 10:30 or 11, those are always my ideal times that I'd like to go to bed. Then maybe about 8 o'clock. So that way anything that needs to digest, it can digest. I'll hurry up and try to, keep using the restroom to get anything out of there. That way my body is using the least amount of energy while digesting, so it can relax faster. This has been a really fun talk, everybody. I started a Patreon today. I meant to tell you all that in the beginning. I need some financial assistance with the show, everyone. Just as far as to continue producing the content, making it really nice. We have so many different ideas and things that we want to try and do, but we could really use your help. So I put the links up at the very top in the comments. Check it out and consider sponsoring. It would really, really mean a lot to us. And tomorrow's guest, hopefully we'll be able to confirm this in just a few minutes, but possibly Miss Tabitha Brown. So that'll be really exciting. Looking forward to that. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you then. Peace.